In addition to sources of energy that are non-renewable, there are also renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources are either quickly regenerated or are inexhaustible, which means they do not run out and they are always available. Examples of renewable energy sources are geothermal energy, solar energy, wind, water, and biomass. To learn more, including the advantages and drawbacks of using each of these sources of energy, click on the buttons as you are prompted. Did you know that the Earth is covered with a relatively thin crust, and that below this crust is hot, partially melted rock? This melted rock results from the heat and energy of the Earth itself. This energy heats water naturally, causing hot springs and geysers on the Earth's surface that you might have seen. It also produces high-pressure steam underground. In geothermal power plants, this steam is used to turn turbines and generates electrical energy. Once the heat is removed from the steam, the resulting water is pumped back into the ground. An important advantage of geothermal energy is that in certain places, it is always available. A disadvantage is that there are not many places where geothermal energy can be used. There are many benefits of using geothermal energy where it is available. Geothermal power plants produce little or no air pollution. They also do not need to transport fuel to the power plant. A disadvantage of geothermal power plants is the danger of potentially damaging or contaminating soil or groundwater when used water is pumped back underground. Solar energy, or energy from the sun, can be used in three different ways. Solar energy can be used to do work directly instead of using electricity. It can also be used to turn turbines or to create electrical energy from certain materials. First, you know that if you stand in the sun, your skin becomes warm. In the same way, sunlight can be used to heat air or water directly for use in homes, replacing electric heaters and hot water heaters. The second way that sunlight can be used involves the process of heating water until it becomes steam. Hundreds or thousands of mirrors can be used to reflect sunlight to a central area containing water. As the water is heated into steam, it is used to turn a turbine and generator to produce electricity. The third way to use the sun's energy involves special materials affected by sunlight. These materials can be used to make what are called photovoltaic cells or solar cells. You may have a calculator or may have seen one that runs on a solar cell. When sunlight strikes a solar cell, electrons are released, creating electrical energy. An advantage of using solar energy is the daily availability of sunlight in most places on Earth. Solar energy also does not produce air or water pollution. A disadvantage of using solar energy in general is that it is less reliable. You can only use solar energy on sunny days. Producing electricity using solar cells is also more expensive than using some of the other sources of energy when it is used for large applications. Did you know that the sun causes wind? Energy from the sun heats the Earth and its atmosphere unevenly, which causes air to move. You might recognize this as convection. Wind is really air moving in a convection current. People have used the wind to turn windmills to pump water and grind grains for over 1,000 years. The kinetic energy of wind or moving air does work in the windmill. Today, windmills are used to change wind energy into electrical energy. Instead of using steam to turn turbines like the power plants that you have studied so far, the blades of a windmill act as the turbine. The moving blades then run a generator, which produces electrical energy. The major advantage of using wind energy is that it is unlimited. Like geothermal and solar energy, however, it is available only at certain times and in certain windy places, such as the tops of mountains, coastal areas, or open plains. In places where windmills can be used, there are many advantages. Windmills produce little or no air or water pollution, and the land below them can still be used for other things like farming. Windmills are also easy and inexpensive to build compared to power plants. Drawbacks to producing electricity from wind include increased noise, dangers to birds, and the appearance of windmills over large areas. The kinetic energy of moving water is another renewable energy source that can be used to generate electrical energy. Like wind energy, some water movement can be directly traced back to energy from the sun. The water cycle involves waters on the surface of the earth being heated by the sun, so that they evaporate into the air, forming clouds. The water then falls back to earth as rain and snow, filling rivers and streams and causing them to flow. Moving rivers are one place where the energy of water can be used to generate electricity or hydropower. Most of the time, dams control the flow of rivers to produce hydropower more efficiently. Dams make the moving water turn turbines, which run generators, changing the kinetic energy of the water into electrical energy. In addition to rivers, the energy of waves and currents in the ocean can be used to turn turbines and produce hydropower. The obvious advantage of using the movement of water to generate electricity is that it is always available. Hydropower does not produce air pollution or use any fuel. A disadvantage of hydropower is that it is only possible where flowing water is available. Another disadvantage is the result of the damming of rivers. Changes in the environment harms organisms that live in and around the water. A final renewable energy source that you might not have heard of is biomass. Biomass is organic material, such as wood, plants, or animal waste, which contains stored chemical energy. The chemical energy in wood has been used in fires, producing light and heat for thousands of years. Currently, people use biomass to make fuels that can be added to or replace fossil fuels. Fuels that can be made from biomass, such as vegetable oils or corn, include biodiesel and ethanol, which can be used in place of gasoline. Biomass fuels can be used to run cars or other machines. People also burn biomass